La di da di da di da di dooby 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 da.
Hello, sunshines, sweethearts. Welcome to a jumping over installment, a jumping big out, jumping whiskey monger, and chuffing in for the chuffing street. Welcome to the chuffing barrel room. First time we've done a video from down here in the chuffing barrel room. I thought I'd unveil it to you. It's because it's my chuffing birthday today. I had a bit of a debate with my mum. My mum thought I was chuffing 48 years old. I thought I was chuffing 47 years old. I did a bit like kind of chuffing Googling. And then I was convinced I was 48, but then it turned out I was chuffing 47. I said to him, I'm getting to that chuffing age, I just don't know what age I was. I could be chuffing 67 for all I chuffing though. I chuffing feel like it half the time, especially with my chuffing Bailey answers. But basically, welcome to this episode. We'll be doing a little chuffing cheeky snifter in a bit courtesy of my chuffing beloved bloody father-in-law, put my chuffing teeth in. We're about 56 seconds into a chuffing video. I've not had out to drink yet and I'm already chuffing messy up. So you're in for a chuffing royal bloody treat, I'll tell you that for now. Right, went to Aldi the other day and I bought myself, I don't know if you've heard about it, this new thing that's come out called the chuffing roughy. Bought myself a couple of chuffing roughies. Very, very similar to a smoothie. They're only coarser, more violent and chuffing boisterous. Practically jumped at it chuffing ball of me, which chuffing ridiculous. And I was talking to our chuffing Mrs. Big Al yesterday. We got talking about restaurants that we used to go to and takeaway places that we go to. You know, we're little chuffing Charlie and whatever. And we used to go to this bloody Thai restaurant. We stopped going because we kept on getting bloody terrible indigestion from all kippers, cravats and chuffing neckerchiefs. So we knocked that on chuffing. I get trapped in chuffing throat a little bit, you know what I mean? Better for you chuffing karma, something like that. I've also been watching, I've been watching bloody Mortimer and the White House with chuffing fishing. It's a good programme. Very, very good programme. The right kind of chuffing, the right level of chuffing banter. They're clearly very, very good friends and they get on like a chuffing house on fire. It's a very funny, very relaxing, very... It looks good as well. You know, it shows all the beauties of the countryside and nature and stuff like this. It's just a really I would describe it as heartwarming. It's a very, very heartwarming programme and I suggest anybody should give it a chuffing snifter, you know what I mean? It's a good programme. But it got me thinking about, because I'm not a fisherman myself, nothing against it, but it got me thinking about a fisherman that I know a guy called chuffing Jace Massey. Bless him, he's a good fish. Another guy called chuffing Neil Tasker. But probably, if I had to think about it, probably the most famous fisherman that I, on a personal basis, know is a guy called chuffing Gernard chuffing Wader. Which, if you think about it, is a very, very good name for a chuffing fisherman. Only trouble is, any time I watched him a couple of times, he used to spend, we were like kind of casting off, spent more time in chuffing treetops than in chuffing a drink. But he did pay off one particular day, I remember. He caught a chuffing one particular morning, he was casting off, he went in chuffing treetops. And he caught Robin Redbreast, still chuffing blue tits and chuffing bra. But the funny thing is, bloody tits were still in chuffing bra, you know what I mean? One of those chuffing mornings. What had been happening there? Who knows? I never asked. I think police were later called and they're in investigation. I don't know what chuffing happened. I kept my chuffing beak out of it, you know what I mean? Right. Like I said, courtesy of the chuffing beloved father-in-law. We've got one here. You can't, it's basically this kind of bottle. Because what me and father-in-law, and also me and chuffing Chris Pound, what we tend to do is we send these chuffing backwards and forwards. So these are, this bottle's probably being used about chuffing 25 chuffing times. There are all sorts of chuffing jars in it. You know what I mean? I think there were like a widgety grub in it at one point. But this one, courtesy of the father-in-law, and this is, I've never had this before, so I'm quite excited. This is an Ardbeg wee Beastie chuffing 5-year-old chuffing single malt Scotch chuffing whiskey. And it's meant to be apparently bold, youthful, intensely chuffing peaty, smoking savoury with notes of chuffing sour, chocolate, chuffing smoked bacon. Less complex and refined than other Ardbegs, but its rawness and affordability are its major selling point. So I think what you're doing, I don't exactly know why, just Google it. I don't exactly know how much these go for, but I don't think it's ridiculously expensive. And quite often you can get them on a deal. So this little liquor here, which is blending in so nicely with the chuffing barrel room, this is the Ardbeg wee chuffing Beastie 5-year-old. Let's get it chuffing bunged in. We'll have a little chuffing snifter, see how we chuffing get on me. In she goes. You know, chuffing chula glass, you know what I mean? Since it's my birthday, because I've not been drinking, and I won't be drinking after this because I'm still not 100%. Although I should be going back to work next week, so that'll be a chuffing street, won't it? You know what I mean? Right, left nostril, right nostril, rubber lips, chin, left nipple, right nipple, belly button. Yeah, the old chuffing that is. And here we go, right? Dip the old chuffing shonk and the old beat, the old chuffing coals and nostrils, and we'll see what chuffing get out of this bloody wee beastie. I like the name, wee beastie. The quality of it, you know. It sounds a bit like me. Sounds a bit like our chuffing Charlie. He's a chuffing wee beastie, but he ain't 5-year-old. He's chuffing 8.5-year-old, but he's definitely a wee beastie. Right. Whoa. Smoke. You better chuffing believe it, baby. For me, I'm not saying that there's not any kind of campfire essence at all, but for me, I think there's going to be more of a medicinal peat, more of a kind of TCP type chuffing peat. I don't want to put people off when I say this. It's like Stilton cheese. I always see these kind of whiskies, these smoky whiskies, as being a little bit like Stilton or Brie or something like that. The required taste, if you like them, you're really chuffing like Marmite. You know, you love them or you hate them. I'm a big fan of the peated stuff. It's not essential. You know me, sherry bombers, this, that, other, chuffing, McKendricks, all that chuffing shite. But I do like a nice little chuffing smoky whiskey every now and again, you know, especially on my chuffing birthday, you know, when I've not been chuffing slurping. Last drink I had was on last show, which was about chuffing best part 2 weeks ago. So I've been a very, very good boy. My liver feels like it's chuffing brand new, you know what I mean? It feels like it's gone in for chuffing MOT and service. They've changed oil on it. You know, don't mess about with me chuffing dipsticks and whatever, you know. Just get rid of this chuffing balanitis, we'll be chuffing laughing, won't we? Right. Right, so we got, right. So on the shonk, yes, peaty, savoury, bit meaty. And what I'm talking about is what it says, it's true. That's that bacon, it's that smoky bacon. So I think as soon as I finish this and I've knocked this chuffing video on edit all this chuffing shit, and get some chuffing bacon, have a birthday bacon chuffing butter, you know what I mean? Right, here we go. On the old palate. An explosion of peat, but in a chuffing good way. I think this is 47%, is this? Could be wrong, but I think it's 47%. Explosion of peat. It is a little bit medicinal, but there is a bit of also like a burning embers type vibe to it, for me, personally. It's got a little bit of both. It has got a meaty essence to it, very savoury, a little bit salty, you know, from that kind of like baking it. But I would say it's like kind of leathery. It says tar, but it's all in that same kind of neck of woods, you know what I mean? For me, I'm tasting that like kind of little bit of like kind of chuffing leather and all that kind of stuff. Let me just have another little chuffing snifter just to see if anything else develops on taste buds. I'm sure it will, because it's quite complicated. It's not excessively complicated, but it's quite complicated. So I'll have another little go. Maybe a bit herbal, maybe a little bit of chocolate. Finish. I'm still tasting it now. Long, savoury, smoky, meaty. I like a bit spicy. About very, very father-in-law, Big John. Thanks very much, that's delicious. I'll be drinking the rest of that in a bit while I watch some chuffing shite on TV. I'll finish it off. But that's good. Excellent. So, that was the Ardbeg wee beastie, 5-year-old. Get it chuffing, but right, just a couple of other little things. I'd like to put a little bit of footage on now. Because me, Charlotte and Charlie, about a week back, we went to Yorkshire Wildlife Park for like kind of festive lights. Not just to do with Christmas, it's to do with, we've got bloody dinosaurs and bloody marsupials and bloody sea leviathans and stuff, all sorts. Quite scary actually, when you're walking around there in dark. And you turn out the corner, there's a full-size chuffing, inflatable chuffing silverback gorilla looking at you. Bloody, I thought some relatives had come. You know what I mean? But we'll go. So, a little bit of footage here. Enjoy it, then I'll get back to you. Okay, sunshines? Peace. Ah, chuffing Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Sunshine. My chuffing Charlie's told me to go in on chuffing. Oh my chuffing God. This ain't for me. Oh my. Oh Jesus. No. Oh my God.
That's good.
Oh,
This is good.
yeah. The chuffy left his chuffy dangling. Charlie's laughing his chuffy head off. He chuffy loves it. Basically, I think I've just fouled myself. What kind of chuffing are we? My feet are dangling above the chuffing the base. I've not even had any chuffing whiskey because of me chuffing balanitis and me chuffing UTI. Oh my chuffing, good God, get me up. I told chuffing Mrs. Big Al there was something wrong with them chuffing mushrooms. Chuffing hallucinating now. There you go, so me and Charlie are on chuffing Big Will. Chuffing terrified. Not the best in the history for kind of how I react to chuffing heights. Not as quite saying I got vertigo, but yeah, it put wind up the kilt a little bit. You know, it's chuffing, my hat nearly blew off at chuffing one point. You know, my glasses were out chuffing crown jewels. I feared for my life. I thought I would not get to do this video and I wouldn't be celebrating my 47th chuffing birthday. It got a bit early. You know what I mean? But we also, for like kind of wrap it in for the day, we decided about halfway through we were going to go for some chuffing refreshments and all this stuff. And there's a place that does like bloody donuts and hot chocolate and coffees and all sorts of different kind of drinks and little chuffing knickknacks and bloody treats and gets in this bloody queue. And we got to the front and got Charlie like a carbonated chuffing drink that he wanted. Me and Charlotte, we had a couple of hot chocolates. And you could have it with like whipped cream and you could have it with marshmallows. But I never have mine. I do it with marshmallows, but I never have mine with chuffing whipped cream. Because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a member of this organisation called Cruelty Against All Chuffing Dairy Products. There's no need. There's no need to be whipping that chuffing cream. It never did you any harm. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's cruel. It's cruel to cream. And the things that they do to cheese, the milk as well. Some of it makes your chuffing blood boil. Makes you very chuffing angry. So I just had mine with marshmallows. Did not have the chuffing whipped chuffing cream. You know what I mean? But it was very, very tasty. But we finally get to the front of the chuffing queue and everything. And with a little fruit menu, we decided on this thing called chuffing dirty donut. So I says to the guy behind us with the counter, I says, can I have a dirty donut? He says, of course you can, sir. He says, just don't wash your ass for 2 weeks. I tell you what, chuffing gloves were nearly chuffing up. It right put off our Charlotte for asking, chuffing Mrs. Big Al for asking for chuffing chocolate dipping sauce. You know what I mean? I don't know what you were going to bloody get. But anyway, thanks very much for chuffing tuning in. The chuffing wee Beastie, 5 year chuffing old. Courtesy at Farm Law, get it chuffing back. Catch you later, sunshine, sweethearts.